Okay, read us the objective, please. Roman, Carlos, go. Okay, there it is. On 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're moving on to the concept of frequency tables. And it says we're going to summarize. That means we're going to look at data, and we're going to come up with a sentence that summarizes the idea of the table that we are given. And we already saw some tables yesterday in the home plate, okay? So before I give you the Freyer model, I need to talk about the type of data that we're going to be looking at, okay? So here we go. What kind of data are we going to be looking at? Data, we know, are facts of information or information used usually to calculate, analyze, and or plan something, also known as categorical or quantitative. So the data that we're looking at are two types, categorical and quantitative. Data that we're going to be looking at are two types, categorical and quantitative. Everybody understand so far? All right, so let me explain the categorical one. Categorical data does not use numbers. Tell you never what I just said. All right, so then what do they use? Well, they just use any type of data that does not use any numbers. For example, let me see. Nate, what's your favorite color? Black. And I'm going to use red to write black. Okay, there it is. All right. How about you, Leslie C? Blue, and I'm going to use green to write blue. Blue, sorry. Be nice. Blue. All right, Roman Aguirre? Red, and I'm going to use black, red. Okay. Paulina? Purple, and I'm going to use blue for that. Purple. That kind of tricks you, doesn't it? Using this. Anyways, what do you guys notice? Am I using numbers? No, this is data, but this is called categorical. Now let me switch to quantitative. Quantitative uses numbers. Tell you never what I just said. So, for example, I'm going to collect some data right now. Let's see. Shoe sizes. Let's start with Jerry. Go. 13. Continue, Maria. 8. Continue, Kelsey. 8.5. How about Ian? 12. Steve? 12. Melanie? 7. And Mr. Q, 14. Yay. So what do you guys notice? Numbers. That's quantitative data. Look at categorical. Did we use numbers on categorical? No. What other information can we use for categorical? If I was to ask, let's see, what kind of pets do you guys have? Who would say dogs? Let's see, hands for dogs. Okay, so then I would use dogs. What other kind of pets do you guys have? Dolphins? Dolphins, I would write dolphins, and so on and so forth. So that is categorical. How about if I was to say, let's see, when you go to Johnny's, what size do you order your tea? Oh, I order the 16 ounce or the 12 ounce or the 24 ounce. Are those numbers? Yeah, so what kind of data is that? Quantitative. Everybody with me? So that's what we're going to be looking at today, all right? So, however, our concept for today is what? Frequency tables. What are frequency tables? Let's find out. Frequency tables are tables used to organize information and that show how often data occurs. Frequency tables, tables used to organize information and that show how often data occurs. Sports people, bye. Have a good game. Go to the YouTube channel, watch the video. What's that? Am I recording it right now? Yes. Is that okay, Roman Aguirre? Okay. Bye, guys. Bye. Hustle. Hustle. Bye. All right, so once again, frequency tables. Tables used to organize information that show how often data occurs. Now watch. I'm going to move your screen, and I'm going to give you some data here in the example box. But that is not a frequency table. Let me repeat that again. I'm going to give you some data. I'm going to write it here in the example box, but that is not a frequency table. We're going to use that data to make a frequency table. So look, here it goes. What data do they give us? Types of baskets made by Mr. Q. All right, so what baskets did I make? 1 pointers, 1 and 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 3. Okay, that's only data. However, let me fill out a frequency table using that information. So look at your example box. Copy that frequency table. That green table is a frequency table. And notice the difference from just data to the frequency table. This one says basket type, 1 pointer, 2 pointer, 3 pointers. And how did we fill this frequency table? Well, let's find out the frequency that I made 1 pointer. Let's see, how many 1 pointers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how we fill that 8 right there. The next one, how many 2 pointers? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2 pointers. And how many 3 pointers? 1, 2, 3, 4 3 pointers. And that is a frequency table. Okay? So far so good? So do you understand the difference between just data and a frequency table? The frequency table tells us how often a data occurs, or how many of each data does it occur. So by looking at this table, what can you guys conclude? Look at the frequency table. What can you guys conclude about me? That what? The 1 pointers. And what are 1 pointers in a basketball game? Free throws, right? So that means I shot a lot of free throws. So that would be a statement that we would make out of this frequency table. That's how we summarize frequency tables. Everybody got it? Let me show you what is not a frequency table. Copy that. As you're copying that table, start thinking, okay, the other one is a frequency table. That one's not a frequency table because of this. Just copy that non-example. Okay, tell your neighbor why this one is not a frequency table and the other one is a frequency table. All right. So, does everybody notice the difference? This one tells us how many of each. Does this one tell me how many of each classes did I get? No, they just make a list of classes. Yeah, it's only one of each, but I'm saying, does it give us like specific numbers? No. This is just a list of classes. So this looks like a nice schedule, right? I think I had this in kindergarten or something like that. Anyways, what would be a hashtag that you would send someone this picture? Mia. Hashtag how often. Yep, that's a good one. Because this tells how often, okay. Another one. Mia. Hashtag, bam, frequency tables. Frequency tables. Now, question, look up, please. What kind of data is this that we fill in for the frequency, everyone? Okay, what kind of data is it? If it's using numbers, it's a quantitative. So therefore, it would be what? Hashtag quantitative. Is it quantitative with Q or the C? Q, yeah, that's good. All right, write these 2 steps down. That's the process you're going to follow for filling out tables, and I'll talk about what one-way and two-way frequency tables look like in just a minute. Copy that. Step 1, organize data in one-way or two-way frequency tables. Step 2, summarize, which means analyze and make conclusions about the data. Fairly simple, straightforward. Organize your data on a table, and then from there, once you analyze it, you're going to make a conclusion about the data, which means writing a statement. Okay? All right, so before I continue, I'll leave that up there on my screen, but on your screen, it says example 1A, example 1B, and example 1C. Look at example 1A. It says, is the following information categorical or quantitative? You don't have to copy it. Just look at it first. Look at example 1B. Is the following information categorical or quantitative? Same thing for C. So I'm going to forward the screen. I want you to circle the type of data for each of those and then press send. Ready, go. All right, let's move on. Here it goes. It says, example 2A. Pay attention, please. It says, use the categorical data listed on the left to complete the frequency table. Now look up. This data, look at it. Do we have any numbers in this data? No, that's why it's what? Categorical. But we're going to transfer that into this table right here. Now check this out. This table has a specific name. This table right here. This is known as a, well, sorry. This is known as a one-way frequency table. You're saying, why is it one way, Mr. Q? Because when we fill it in, we just go one way. One way and one way. You're like, okay, well, right now we're going to see a two-way. So for right now, let's see this one way. How do we fill this in? Look up, please. Before you copy the table, look up. This is how you fill it in. You look at the data given, and you start, okay, bus. Way students get to school. Let's see, bus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I miss anyone? No, so I write 8. Okay, next one. By car, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one, walk, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any questions on how to fill in the one-way frequency table? Fairly straightforward. However, here's the trick though. How do we summarize that data? Summarize it by analyzing it, look at it, and then answering a question. What can you conclude from the frequency table? Talk it over. So your neighbor, what can we conclude from that table? Everyone. Okay, 8 students take the bus, or the majority of the students take the bus. Yes? Or the majority of the students ride to school. Does that make sense? That's how we summarize this data. So I'll just write most students ride the bus or a car to school. 10Q. That's what we call summarizing data. So on your paper, copy example 2A. You don't have to copy the instructions, just copy the table. You don't even need the data for right now. Just copy the table. That's a one-way frequency table. Then you write the question and answer it in a sentence, please. Copy that. I'll give you some time. All right, so we understand what a one-way frequency table looks like, how to fill it in given data, and how to analyze it, and from there, summarize it. Are we there? All right, I'm going to forward your screen, and I'm going to give you another set of categorical data. And it reads, places where students buy food. And they give you a lot of data. I want you to, on your screen, lock your toolbar, and I want you to fill in the table, and I want you to summarize your conclusion for that data. Ready? Go. I'll give you some time. Hurry up. All right, now that we're done with one-way frequency tables, let's move on to two-way frequency tables. So look at this one. Two-way frequency tables. It says, Mr. Q asked 195 of his students what kind of pets or of pet they prefer, dogs, cats, or other. But look at the categories. I broke it down by gender, which is boy, girl, and total, and broke it down by different pets, dog, cat, other, and total. So now check this out. This is known as a two-way because of this. Look up to the screen. My goodness. There he goes. Oh, it's over there. Okay. Two-way because we can fill in information going this way. What is 60 plus 30 plus 10? Or we can fill in information this way. What is 60 plus 85? 145. That's why it's called a two-way frequency table. However, doesn't matter which way you fill in information. This is 30 plus 5, that's 35. 10 plus 5, that's 15. 85 plus 5 plus 5, that's 95. But watch. What is 100 plus 95? What is 145 plus 35, that's 180. Plus 15, that's what? 195. So the totals that way and the totals this way should give us the total that goes on the bottom right corner. So it should look something like this. Now, by looking at this, let's analyze and summarize. Look up, please. What can you conclude from the frequency table? Talk it over to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, what can we conclude from this frequency table? All right, let's see, a statement or a sentence. Chris, go. Okay, dogs are the most popular pet for the students, okay. That's kind of like, what is that sentence called when you are all over the place? Something like that. Could you give me a straighter, Roman, Aguirre? More people like dogs as pets. Yeah, okay. Something like that. Everybody in sense? So this is a what? A two-way frequency table. So once again, two-way, one-way. Do you see the difference? Two-way, one-way. All right. So let's go to the next one. Example 3B. Copy that table, please. It says, complete the two-way frequency table, and then I want you to summarize the data. It says, what can you conclude from the frequency table? I'm going to zoom in here. Copy the table and fill in the information that's missing. Once you are done, give me a sentence and press send. And you can write on the screen. Copy that. I'll give you some time. Go. All right, so let's see. If I go straight down on the apple column, what is the total for people that like apples? 41. Is that correct? How about people that like oranges? 21. How about people that like bananas? 38. If I add all these three of them together, 41 plus 21, that's 62, plus 38, that's how much? 100. Okay, now that's one way. Let's go the other way. Ninth graders. How many total ninth graders do we have? 19 plus 12 plus 23. How many is that? 31 plus 23, that's 54. Very good. So without adding all the other ones, what is 100 minus 54? So there should be how many 10th graders? 46. Let's see if it's true. 22 plus 9, that's 31, plus 15, that's 46. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Looking at the data, what can we conclude, everyone? Talk it over with your neighbors. Tell them what can we conclude given those totals in that table. Let's see if you can give me two things that we can conclude from this table. Alexander, give us one thing. Most people like apples. Yeah, I'll take that. What is the second thing that we can conclude given these numbers on this side? Leslie R. There are more ninth graders than 10th graders. 10Q. That is correct. Those are two things that we can conclude. Very simple. So tonight's home play is on page, don't log out yet, page 415 and 416 only. So let me send you a survey really quick. Already pressed send, right? Okay, good. How comfortable are you with frequency tables? All right, guys, have a good one. And once again, there is tutoring today, pages 415, 416, home play. Have a good one. Enjoy. Bye.